Welcome back to the desk. We're sitting here. We're getting ready for finals. Barrage. The players and the team that have won 2 weeks in a row will face off against Team Rival today in a best of 3.
I would expect that Barrage walks through this pretty easily, given their past record, but Rival having a strong showing in semis should prove to have at least a somewhat competitive set.
Exactly. I think this will be a treat to watch. As said, Barrage probably definitely the top card. They've been the winners the past couple of weeks, so they have seated on top of the standings, and they've been really doing so in the actual games themselves. Let's get right to it. P's and B's. Pretty pleased for your SCL qualifiers on Europe. Barrage get the first pick in our finals.
I would assume we're going to start. Oh no! All right, Guan Yu,
yeah,
fine.
That's
okay.
the absolute first ban when it comes to console. Guan Yu is absolutely first ban material. Isis very strong as well, all over the place. She's going to be banned out by Team Rival.
All right, next up after Guan Yu from Barrage, obviously still a lot of things on the table. Are they a patch behind?
At this point, I do not believe so.
So Khepri is not nerfed?
No.
Okay.
We did see him picked last game as well.
Okay, so Ao Kwang, 0% win chance, or win percent, gets taken away. No win chance here, I guess, either. And I would assume we're going to see Khepri. And actually, wait, there's double boar still available.
Yeah, this is the double boar
so
patch.
This is still Khepri.
Yes,
wow,
this is still Khepri.
Khepri's still great. Odin going to be locked away early on. A myriad of roles played. Great flex pick.
I like the Odin selection here with Khepri still on the board a lot. Because if you go Khepri, obviously, well, you have Khepri. But you run into a problem where you're stuck in an Odin cage. Scylla doesn't have that problem, though. Interesting to see her picked so early. Khepri does, but he's still Khepri.
Yeah, still a 3% pick rate. Winds up being the first pick for Team Rival with a lot of things still on the board. Wow, very, very strange. All right, so Khepri gets locked away. Barrage, 2 options here. I would imagine Ho Yi being one of them. Geb. Okay, so that takes Odin out of the support role, at least.
Jungle or solo or mid if you want to get flashy. He's not a mid laner.
There goes the mid.
But Zeus shows up.
Yeah, Odin, Zeus, Geb, very offensive, still very defensive as well. So strong comp start for Barrage. I really like this start. Rival. Still need Hunter, and it's going to be Ho Yi as we go back into the ban phase.
So Barrage going to be looking to ban out jungles specifically, maybe a solo laner if they feel fit. The solo for Team Rival was very, very exciting, so they'll probably look in that direction as they take out Kronos. Whereas Team Rival probably looking more towards the jungle as they take out Thor.
Shibalanke going to get banned here. That's a little bit surprising. Still very favored on Xbox, but not near the top of the picks here. Hunbot's going to be taken away. More junglers gone as Team Rival goes into their next pick, and it's going to be Hades for the solo lane.
Hades put on a fantastic performance from Barrage's solo laner just last game, so taking that away, bringing it to themselves. Excellent choice by Team Rival. So that puts Barrage in a Bellona spot.
Bellona to deal with the Hades. It's not a good matchup. It's not a great matchup in any regard. She's going to get her bludgeon stopped, but she can still clear with auto attacks, which is important. Neith going to be grabbed. So this Neith-Zeus combo that we used to see from the Season 2 Luminosity squad can be very, very effective. Kind of playing that 4 protect 1 strategy that's going to allow Zeus to burn down this Scylla. The issue is when that was going on, there wasn't a Khepri resurrecting the person that Zeus was going all in on.
Right.
So, I don't know.
That said, you toss a Soul Reaver on the Zeus. I mean, how fast are you, Khepri?
Probably pretty fast, actually.
Bastet gets selected for Team Rival. This is a god that has sort of fluctuated in popularity. Just played yesterday for the first time to great success. So Rival trying to emulate that success.
I like this character. She does a lot of damage. She's hard to lock down. The issue here is obviously there's going to be a hard way for Rival to get that Bastet to the backline to fight Zeus with so much in his way.
And she does that sort of naturally, no? Jump in, jump back, right?
Kind of. I mean, unless she gets hit by Geb knockup or a Spirit Arrow and then she's rooted when she lands again. I mean, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of tools, and that's on the PC side of things. We start to see Zeus just selected like any other mage. You referenced last year the Luminosity guys. They would pick a 4 protect 1 almost all the time.
Yeah, they like that strategy, and it works. But it's going to be awkward. Now, Barrage does have a game to play with here. Remember, this is a best of 3 in finals. They're 2 weeks ahead as well, which means at this point, with 2 wins under their belt, it's unlikely that they seek to not be relegated they'd have to really mess up at this stage.
Yeah, they have a lot of points. So the way the qualifiers work, teams are awarded points based on their positioning at the end of the tournament. Barrage has obviously won the maximum amount of points the last 2 weeks as they've took home the gold the last 2 weeks. So they're going to look towards the same idea in week number 3. And they'll do so with the excellent start. Solo and jungle combining for mid camps.
And it looks like Odin is going to be the person to fight against into the jungle. I really should have expected Odin to go into the solo lane, considering he can bird bomb the wave at level 2 and clear faster than Hades can, dealing with most of Hades' nonsense. The only issue is once he gets to level 5, he loses most of his wave clear.
Main thing, I look at it almost the opposite way, or exactly the opposite way. Bellona gets silenced and Odin doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Jump forward, one jump for another. Cat jumps backwards, Odin jumps forward. Lane pressure given to Barrage here, but these mid camps will be a different story.
Now, when you land with the bird bomb, there's actually a few frames that go off first. One of those stolen by Scylla, so nice play. And a good dodge by Bastet right after, sends some damage back. Nope, missed the bleed. Never mind. But there is a certain amount of frames that have to go off before Odin actually applies the bird bomb itself. Really, it's just you're taking jump damage and then you're taking the shield damage. There are certain ways to silence or even knock back the damage to ensure the shield doesn't pop.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if Hades can, like, apply the Shroud of Darkness as he's landing and cancel that out.
Well, the abilities that work, I know Feather Step does the job.
Yeah.
What else does? What else has that effect?
Let's see. For mana knockup, if you're real quick, any knockups will actually stop him if you do it right as he hits the ground.
So the silence theoretically should. It's just how quickly can you put it out? That's a tough one.
Right side, Hades getting chased a little bit by Watson as you see a rotation over. Bastet notices there are no mid camps on this side and attempts to rotate over towards the right. Extra experience going to the way of blue as they not only get a piece of the left, but they get the rights, and now they're getting their back camps again. The left side back camp's about to spawn as well, so it really shouldn't be too much longer before we start seeing this Odin Zeus combo online. And you know what? Since it's in the jungle, they're going to be together for a large portion of the time. The issue, Scylla's able to get out of this very simply.
Scylla with the Sentinel, able to just find her way out. And then turn around and deal damage to the players inside the ring. So she's able to really turn around that Odin a little bit. Again, I don't think... It's a great pick. It's just curious that it came first.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going anywhere.
No, exactly.
They weren't going to ban out Scylla. Honestly, though, they didn't pick too many strange characters or like high-pick characters to the point where I think they suffered from it too much, but they could have.
Exactly.
Damage from Ho Yi. Of course, we're going to get a Geb shield to stop that, but you can see Ho Yi very low right now.
Khepri puts a dot onto the Hunter, and that's where Ho Yi is going to be looking as Mark of the Crow has assembled onto Neith. All will roll out, but just to help deal damage, and Team Rival will slink back into the jungle. Look towards their boars, but Lycan.
It's blink time.
They know well, and yes, it is. Blink and the fence.
Oh,
Zeus comes around. Damage onto the Khepri. No level 5. No revive. Elexum puts first blood on the scoreboard.
They're trying for a return kill. As you notice, out of position, Geb going to get slammed down. I'm a monster resets. Is she fast enough to catch Jeron? We're going to find out. She's going for it. It looks like she's going to cancel. Sentinel's an opportunity here. Does she get the Sikkim? And she's going to slow. A little bit of damage. Sikkim outside the range, and Jeron will escape just barely. Oh, my God!
Headhunter, true to his nickname, hits the ricochet.
Did you hear Neith? She's like, for real? Get it with that stuff. God, Jesus.
Well played. Headhunter out of nowhere, coming up with the second kill for Team Rival.
So a lot used for Barrage to find that first kill, but a awkwardly placed Zeus ult forces them to stay for longer than they should have expected, and Team Rival answers back in an amazing fashion, getting 2 kills right out of the gate.
I like how Lycan reacted there. Didn't even turn in basic attack. He's like, I'm a level 6 Odin. You're a level 4 Khepri. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with. I'm going to jump over the wall. You know it. I'll see you later. Lycan and Zeus, again, hanging out together. I expect as soon as those 2 diamonds come back up, Brandon, I think this combo is going to go again, dancing, looking for something else.
Well, the issue is, like, who do they go for?
Right.
Right? I mean, like, Khepri revives himself. Everyone else jumps out of the cage.
Sure.
And it's not like an ultimate. Like, Bellona would have to ult out if she were the victim. It's a dash, a jump, a dash, and a jump. Like, it's their normal short cooldown abilities.
That's the rough stuff of picking the Odin so early. You want to pick the Odin early so your opponent can't pick it or ban it, but then when you pick the Odin early, you say, hey, this is what we're doing. Do you want to counter it?
Yeah,
and then Rival said yes.
And with Scylla coming out as early as she did, and Khepri, I mean, immediately they should have been like, all right, we probably shouldn't do the Odin Zeus combo here.
Right.
I mean, obviously there's still a lot of time left in the game. They still have a way to bring this back and formulate a new strategy.
There's
Bastet, though, in a little bit of trouble. She has already burned her jump, and that will be a kill.
Barrage Lycan is the one that gets credit for that one. He is 1-0-1 after combining on the left side. And also, not for nothing, you can get a little bit creative with the combo, right? You drop the Odin ult, and then you put the Zeus ult wherever anybody's going to jump to.
Yeah, that's true.
So if they can make that mix up, if they can play around with their strategy and notice, hey, Rival has adapted, let's adapt to that. This can be a very successful situation.
Well, I think Rival has adapted in comp, but they have not adapted in play style. There was no reason for Bastet to be jumping in the mid lane that she did, and as a result, she winds up dying for it. Hopefully that was a lesson for her, and we don't see that happen again, because if Hydra continues this level of unnecessary aggression, it's going to be a quick 2-0 for Barrage.
I think the perfect example of how to adapt to an Odin was watching Herwind play Ryzen earlier in the week. We saw Herwind use the teleport like many do to explode the charge that Ryzen puts on them, and then as soon as Odin hit level 5, we never saw that teleport come out again unless it was used defensively. That's what Rival needs to do here.
Jeron, standing in his creep wave, strangely enough, takes a strange ricochet for what seems like no reason. We're going to get a World Weaver, and it's going to be charged. He's going to jump, get stunned under the tower, but for some reason, Lycan doesn't follow up. That was a free ultimate in my eyes.
He saw Khepri coming out of the jungle. Didn't want to go for the inevitable revive. I guess just wasting the ult wasn't on the drawing board. Wanted to go for the kill.
Jeron getting some health back as we see Lycan rotating back in again. Gab's here as well. And he's fine.
No
There's
world
nothing they can do
this
here.
time. Gun Gears will give him a slow. Fine might have been a little much. The jump is safely under tower. You were correct. Fine is fine. Hydra unleashes the cats, and there comes the Suns. Zenborne picks up the kill on the Khepri this time around. Aw's in some trouble. That's 3 for Rival.
That was a really good play by Khepri. I mean, Zenborne throws out a solar flare that hits 2 people and puts them in a bad spot. We're looking at Gnome here. He could be in trouble. Damage, and one more hit's going to do it. Can he find it? Watson. Oh,
really?
My God.
Watson.
Oh, my God. That is going to go into a reel that he's not going to want to watch.
Watson is a fantastic player. And
sure.
I mean,
based on that play?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. We've watched him be a fantastic player. You and I have actually sat
and
have. Enjoyed his plays. That was a flavor play. He said, all right, man, I'm going to kill you with the ult. And then he didn't, and you just walk home.
That's not what he did. He had the ult because he missed the auto attack, and he never would have caught up in range. And then he missed that, too. He just missed.
Bellona has tons of options. Dash, Scourge.
And they were all on cooldown.
Well, rally over there and watch Hades walk away.
Yeah, that's what happened. See, now you got it.
Rough stuff for Watson. Rare display of inaccuracy coming out from the esteemed solo laner for Barrage. So no kill out of the Hades just yet, but Gnome does get chased out of lane. That'll give Watson some pressure. And taking a look at their direct matchup, Watson is leading by about 5,000 gold. So not a bad spot. 2 levels as well. Not a bad spot.
Red buff going to be picked up, and right now Team Rival have a 3-2 advantage in kills. Gold still slightly in favor of Barrage.
All of that is Watson.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just Watson's lead, which is so interesting to me. The reason I stated it so is that there's not a kill.
No,
Hades didn't get soloed and then suffer from it.
Which means he's losing gold to the tower.
Yeah, Watson is just performing. He's just able to outfarm this Hades.
Hades should not be losing gold to the tower. It's the one thing Hades doesn't do.
Yeah. Hades and Chalk sort of share that, where they just, all right, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to lose lane. I might not win it, but I'm not going to lose lane. This time Hades
he's losing
getting
lane.
Pushed. Yeah. Gnome. Yeah. Getting pushed down.
Barrage, I think we come to expect that level of play, though, considering their record so far in the European SCL.
Mm-hmm.
SCL.
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 The So Cool League.
That's not what it means.
The super casual league.
Wow.
No,
That's what it means.
It's not what it means.
Gnome getting pushed back again. Watson doing a fair amount of damage. Gnome should be able to heal most of this up, though, but he's so afraid.
Oh, there's the Odin ring right in the middle. The Bug's got nowhere to go, and Zeus is going to make it rain on top. Ultimate from Khepri, strong enough. Is the follow-up there? Dash intercepted. Khepri still able to find an exit.
Was the detonate already used?
Detonate used in the ultimate.
So they used the Bird Bomb, the Detonate, the Zeus ult, the Shockwave, and the Cataclysm before Khepri ulted? Yikes.
And that's, again, talking about adjustments that we were talking about before. That's an adjustment that Barrage, you should anticipate that coming into this, but I want to see how that works after this, right? Okay, Khepri ulted. Oh, well. Next time, save those cooldowns. We'll see if that actually happens for Barrage in their next
One or two. That's all you need.
Yep.
A Bird Bomb would have killed them. The Detonate would have killed them. There was a lot of different options there. Left side, mid-camp's about to respawn. You can see that blinking. Looks like we'll have some contest.
Mid-camp's just given to Odin.
Yeah.
Early mid-game burst. So large.
Coming into the mid lane, Lycan, easier clear. Remember, we are a patch behind, so the Zeus shield does still knock back minions when it is applied.
Which hurts his wave clear.
It does.
That's really the big change there on the Zeus, is his ability just to wave clear with one ability instead of two. Root on the Neith, but ultimately she'll be fine. We see the backflip on the minimap as we ride along with our support mid combo. And there's our jungler as well. Very standard trio, or the core of the team, as we sometimes say.
So normally this is the Breastplate of Valor minute, where everyone's getting Breastplate of Valor online,
Yep.
but instead, look, Hide of the Urchins everywhere. Granted, those two are cloaks, and they might not be, but
Sure.
a possible Urchin from Geb and Athena, Urchin coming out from Odin, Urchin coming out from Khepri, 4 already on the table. Wow.
And I like Urchin just period, end of story, but I like Urchin specifically when there's a magical solo laner, because now you have equal distribution of the various schools of magic. So Gold Fury started by Barrage right in the face of Team Rival.
There he said. Look at Watson immediately going for the push, making sure that Bastet doesn't have a line to this. And we're going to get a rotation from Hades. So this teleport really didn't have much of an effect. Ultimate used beautifully, though. Barrage takes it, and let's see what Gnome can do. Really good ult.
Picks up 2 or 3, and that's help from Scylla. Atonement. Make you atone for your sins. 2 kills off of the I'm a Monster. Gnome in some trouble. Able to find a way out. Watson as well.
Dude, Watson just can't kill this Hades. Like, it doesn't even matter what goes on. Like, he cannot kill this Hades.
That's two situations where Hades has escaped with, like,
one hit.
A hair.
Oh, he's going for it. If he actually hit more people with that, he's going to have to burn his ult, taking an unsafe method into the base there. I don't know if he's going to want to sit here and tank this up.
He wants to. Whether or not he should is a different story. Fighting 1v3 is Watson, and successfully fighting 1v3.
4.
Yeah, it was 1v4. He forced the Scylla out and then jumped back in. Like, that's the gall. Wow.
So about 12 minutes in, Team Rival finds themselves getting a few kills, but of course Barrage getting that Gold Fury almost for free, given the Zeus.
Yeah, you know what? I like Super Cool League. Barrage playing for their spot in the Super Cool League, aggressing onto that mid tower, halfway dead so far. And there's a situation in the mid lane, not a lot of clear. So 5-on-2, read the kills. And we'll see Barrage doing what they want. As Brandon said before, this is sort of the moment where everybody looks to build their various items. This time around, it's going to be the Hide of the Urchin. 2 of them already finished. So the
3 now.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 on the board.
Oh, I'm just looking at the side of Barrage. Yeah, there's 3 in total.
Biased caster, Reddit thread.
By the way, I really like the So Cool League. I'm going to do that all the time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Super Cool League. I am your host, Super Cool Fdot. That's how you know it's fake.
That's definitely a character, because that person doesn't exist in real life.
You're totally right. Super Cool Fdot exists somewhere next to Super Cool Diem in the dream world. Cue the pan flutes. We're picking up Kirby.
I like pan flutes.
Stop it. You and the other 3 people on the planet.
That play Smash Brothers, yes.
Yeah, Smash Brothers players and monks are the only people that actually like pan flutes, okay?
There are a lot of us.
There's dozens. There's dozens of us.
What is that? It's the Never Nudes?
Yes.
Yes. Arrested Development reference. Nice.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Nice.
Some of the best writing around, man.
So 3-0-1 for Scylla. Let's talk about Atonement here as he has his Dynasty Plate helmet. Looks like he's going into, it could be Doom Orb, most likely Chronos Pendant.
Yeah, I don't like to see a Doom Orb this late, honestly.
Why? It's 140 power.
I want to see your stacks early. That's my thing. I want to see your stacks early. Just because
But
15
what is
minutes,
she doing with stacks early?
Nothing. But the problem is the laning phase can end earlier than possible, right?
That's true.
And so once you're at 15 minutes and you're at this situation where like, all right, okay, I'm in the laning phase. I've got my 30 stacks. Well, my tower's gone now. And where do I farm? I can't get any stacks. So I'll go pick up 3 from the back Harpies. So I like to see the Dumore built a little bit earlier, and she hears my pleas, and she picks up a Chronos.
Well, if you do the blue 2, that's 6 stacks. The whole jungle. Pressure into the tier 1 as Lycan smartly uses the Raven Shield just to negate some of the damage from the bleed, and then uses the end of the Bird Bomb just to apply some damage. Very, very smart play. You'll notice Lycan full health, Bastet not.
Big difference right there, mid lane.
I like that. I mean, that's really good, really quick play.
Yeah.
Oh, and Neith very quick on the dodge as well, while auto-attacking.
And it's the small things. A lot of times, Smite takes a key from an old Ashton Kutcher movie, the butterfly effect. Hold that thought. Blinking in, Lycan grabs one, but quick jump out from Team Rival, and that's the adjustment that I was talking about. The Zeus ult in front of the ring, so that anybody trying to get out of it gets smacked anyway by the Thunder. No kills off of it this time, but the adjustment has been made. I love to see that from teams. Barrage is doing it.
The big thing here, though, is that, yes, Bellona still has her ultimate, but I'm a Monster and the Khepri Revive are both still available, meaning there's more than enough possibility for a kill. We're going to get a nice one. Look at that immediate combo. Great communication as Bellona takes the front line.
That's exactly what I was talking about, too. I brought up the butterfly effect. That little play that happened onto that Bastet is why that kill happens.
Ooh, a little bit too late. Scylla needed to make that decision a little bit earlier. Yeah. Doesn't quite get it, and it will be a clean kill for Barrage as the fight washes.
Yeah, going back to my point earlier, that small play that you brought up from Bastet, that very small play that was so impressive, is the reason Bastet can engage in that initial situation, so there's no turnaround kill, and then Bastet dies at the end of the engagement.
Just having that not enough health, just almost exactly what Odin did to her was enough for her to go down in that engagement, so very smart. Watson, was that a teleport? Yes. Wow.
Yep. Rival able to take out the tier 1 tower very quickly, despite Barrage winning that fight.
Both mid camps going to red. Left side, there was a grouping. Right side went directly to Gnome, who was actually forced over there. He was maybe pleasantly surprised by seeing those mid camps land right where his dash started.
Team Rival's playing very clever. They're playing very clever. The composition against the Odin, very clever. And then that situation, Barrage won that fight. They saw everybody run in different directions, so they cleverly said, okay, we'll just take your tower. You left your front door open.
Most of the ultimates are back, and Watson going right to the back line. That was a weird attempt at the bludgeon. A little bit late as well. Gnome in some trouble, will be caught. No ultimate used there. And so far, it looks like Barrage has this.
Cat block sticks Elexum in a bad spot, has to use the ultimate to get rid of the little guys. So no Zeus ult available. Watson going to take a, well, I was expecting a big shot.
Yeah, that was nothing. Yeah, if he had a Doom Orb,
very true. Khepri stunned, and
Zenborne has to waste his ultimate on himself. In fact, they pop it very quickly, and they try to go for it, but out of position now, at least slightly, as Lycan. And diving in, Headhunter not in a good spot. Luckily, or for him, the Chain Lightning traded incorrectly.
Lycan double stomps the double lane. Wow, double kill, taking out the support and the hunter all by his lonesome. Fantastic play by Odin over there. He's very low, but it's all right because nobody is threatening him in the slightest. Hydra and Atonement, the only players alive. No res right now, but he's just now coming out of the base. Gold Fury, aggressed on, 50%. There's a Bastet in the back. Finds everybody low. Can't land the Razor Whip. And so this is going to be a free Gold Fury. 4K in the lead is Barrage, and Hydra take a seat.
Little by little, it's getting worse for Rival. Bastet right there not getting the Razor Whip where she needed to, goes back in, applies the damage. It does very little in comparison to what she takes. Yep. Winds up going down for free. In a scenario where she went for a steal, she lost the steal. She should have just let it go, but she tried to make the ranked play by going back into a fight she didn't belong into, and she got bodied for it.
Going back to the old ripple effect, whatever you want to call it. Our cats were used on Zeus, immediately taken out of the situation.
Right.
Cats are usually pretty good in that situation. Didn't have it there to aggress on the Gold Fury. So again, the small decisions that players make lead into the situations where you go, hey, I thought I had this tool available and I just don't.
Hydra, we've been saying that name a lot in a negative context in this game. 3 times now he has died in scenarios where he probably shouldn't have. Well,
sure.
The first and the last. The middle one, I think he got outplayed. The last 2 times, the first time and the last time, right. I feel like he made bad decisions, and pretty dramatically. And He needs to step it up because, honestly, Barrage is going to keep the pressure on at all times. Gnome, okay, this might be a kill.
He's going to dash on out, no problem. But there comes the Suns. Ho-Yi has been very aggressive and usually gifted for it. This time he finds himself dead very quickly. Khepri fixes that, make sure he's not actually dead.
Poor Scylla, she's trying to make something happen. Still the only player on her team that has not died. You see Team Rivals mid laner 3-0-1 still as the Chronos Pendant is finished, going into Magic Focus, likely to be the Obsidian Shard.
You know, so when you're practicing different events, you generally okay. Forget what I was saying. But basically, what I'm trying to say here. Sorry,
I want you to go back to that. Where was that going?
All right, look. When I'm casting, I usually have a notepad in front of me that says, like, you know, don't say fantastic because you say it 30 times a day, or
Sure.
don't say this, right? You keep something. When you're playing at a competitive level versus a lower level that you're used to, you got to put a big note on your monitor that says, stand back. Stand back. That's the difference between Scylla and her teammates. She's not anywhere where she shouldn't be.
You know what's funny is in Smash, I used to make my tag focus all the time to have that thing in front of me because my tunnel vision was crazy. I just wanted to do flashy Giphy Cat kills. I wanted odd shots, right? That's all I wanted.
That.
And when I had that focus tag, if I would see it pop up in the game, like, okay, take a step back, grab a ledge, you know, play defensive, and yeah, that's something that doesn't really happen as much in Smite. Although we have seen players have notes right in front of them during games, which I love.
Yeah, it's a big part. I mean, in anything you do, the old cliche is, you know, sports is 10% physical, 90% magical, mental.
Which isn't true, because if that was the case, they'd be doing tests instead of spring training.
That's very true. Bird bomb, not going to find anybody. But yeah, I mean, just the idea, that's one of the biggest differences when you look at players at the highest level, is just their focus and their ability to really carry on and pay attention to what they're trying to do. And from Barrage, or from Rival rather, it seems like Atonement is all there. He's constantly in the right spot, finding that distance. All right, I can hit him with I'm a monster, but nobody's going to smoke me from here. Whereas, unfortunately, some of his other teammates have stepped a little too close to the flame.
5-member grouping right here from Barrage should be able to take down this, at least the tier 1.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Quickly. Do they keep going?
Doesn't look like it. Immediately turning to back. Can we see Golden Hand real quick? I want to see if they're going to opt. There it is. So Zeus will be able to pick up something.
If it's Kronos, he has about 300 gold left.
So he'll stick around for a little bit, pick up these elementals.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that was cheeky.
Just taking one step a little bit too far. You know, every camp in the game actually has a line that tells you can't step past this point, except for the Ellies.
Yeah, elementals don't. Just another.
It's just, I think, the Fire Giant pit. I think that's what it is. You can't step outside the Fire Giant pit.
It's weird. It's a little bit in between. Like the rocks create like a. You can connect the dots to create a circle. It's a little bit inside of those rocks. It's very, very interesting. But they're able to be taken out. Left lane Barrage, sticking to it.
23 minutes in here. Barrage does have a pretty decent lead, about 5,400 gold. 4,800 experience as well at this stage. Is not bad.
Not as dominant as I might have expected, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I looking at how Barrage just obliterated their opponents in the past, I kind of expected, you know, like 10K by 20 minutes. But Rival really sticking to it, showing that their performance, because Rival played very, very well in the semifinals, but I don't think their opponent was on the same level as Barrage or anywhere close.
That's fair.
So that can sometimes play in players' minds negatively. Here for Rival, it looks like it's been, you know, pretty fine. They're able to weather the storm that Barrage has been bringing them.
All right, Lycan in a weird spot
Good
here.
stun.
A beautiful Geb shield, though, gets him out of danger. In fact, very little gets taken from him. That mostly was shield damage.
Yep. 2 shields on the side of Odin, Geb, and his own.
Ooh, that would have been a big, big hit if Scylla got that. It would have chained backwards, and an I'm a Monster could have been possible. Teleport in from Watson, and he's going to, again, take to the front line while the team tries to burn this down. Zeus, of course, one of the better characters in the game for confirming the kill.
Hades shows up. Ultimate a little bit early, but he's just going for it. Ring on ring on ring. Hades finds a way out on the backside, and Hydra finds a way out on the right side. Headhunter starts the party, taking out Jeron. So Team Rival on the good side of this team fight for a first.
A decent Chain Lightning gets one tick off, but not much else. Scylla barely gets out of danger there. Gnome getting chased down once again. No, Watson switches targets. A big grouping allows Hades to get in there with a decent heal for his team.
Bludgeon going to be off the mark, and now Watson in some trouble, just getting hunted down, whereas Elexum takes out the low health Gnome on the backside. Zeus in trouble. Sanctuary is huge, but Hydra Can he finish it? Geb Shield makes it a bad situation for the kitty cat.
Wow. The
What a
Sanctuary
turnaround.
stopped the kill, then the Geb Shield returned the favor. Just kept it going. Watson facing down against Headhunter. Honestly,
Still.
I don't know that Headhunter should take this fight.
He's definitely taking it. He picks up the kill. But with that jump down, really no chance to survive. Make your time, my friend. He's going to be in some trouble. He's going to get jumped on. Khepri pluck will miss, so no peel. Great body blocks. Protects the life of the Hunter for one moment. And
Get
another
outta
moment.
here!
Khepri on fire.
Headhunter, not a joke, man.
Nah, Zenborne, not a joke, man.
Dude, both of them, that was dope.
That right there, that's trust in the teammate. So Zenborne in semifinals absolutely ran it completely. And right there, Headhunter said, all right, man, you're the star. I got 10 HP. Make sure I don't get hit at all. Is that cool? Are you okay with that? And Zenborne said, you know what? Okay, I'm okay with that. Blocked basics, blocked ultimates. He didn't even get the peel that he tried for, and they still wound up on top. What a great combo.
That was a good play, man. I mean, that's a play that all Xbox players should be excited about.
I need to correct. That wasn't a good play. It was like, I'm a Ho-Yi jumping into 2 with 10% HP. It was fantastic execution on a very interesting decision.
Yeah,
I think
right.
that's probably the way to phrase it.
I feel him though. He didn't play for the W. He played for the Giphy Cat, and I respect that.
Oh, that's exactly what I do, man. I completely understand the mentality.
I'm not a pro player. I don't care if I win.
Exactly.
I just want to make plays.
Different story for these guys, though, but gets 2 birds with 1 stone. Everybody out there probably got an odd shot of that, and he wins the engagement for his squad, ties up the kills, still trailing by about 4,000, and Rival looking to remedy that. Uh-oh, both squads going for different objectives. Fire Giant started up by...
And they both recognize that it's been stopped.
Are they gonna? Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I thought they were gonna
he doesn't
okey-doke.
realize he stepped out of position. Gnome in a bad spot.
Trouble on Rival's side is a fantastic ultimate from Geb. Stops 2 people in their tracks, but Khepri finds the ult from all the way downtown. Jumping out is the cat. She's going to be safe. Different story for the duo lane as Odin jumps forward. There's people grouped up in the crush. Fantastic stuff coming out from the mid laner.
And a teleport, it looks like, from Watson to continue this fight. He took a lot of damage and will be able to jump back in. Same thing will happen if Hades decides he desperately needs to come back in. But they're aiming towards a Fire Giant here, but they don't have the damage for this.
You know, Rival, they're trailing by 4K, Brandon, but it doesn't feel like they're that far behind. They're willing to take these fights. They're winning the fights that they're choosing to take. And even in the situations where they're able to wiggle out of a bad spot, they're still playing very confidently, which I really, really respect.
Bastet jumps a little bit too late, takes a 60% increase. That was a pretty... I'm sorry, is it still 30% on this patch?
Mm-hmm.
So 60% increase. Jeez.
You can hear her over here in the dual lane, getting aggressed on by Watson. She's only level 16, so Watson 4 levels on him, but doesn't matter if he's 40 levels on him if he misses the abilities. Not going to find the hit.
Right there, not knowing matchup knowledge there. And Bastet does gain a movement speed increase after she jumps for 4 seconds. And Watson thought he could keep up. He was actually nowhere near it and wasted a little bit of mana. Granted, he has a blue buff, but it's not that big of a deal, but just showing it off.
How do you feel about the Nimian line pick for the Bellona?
I mean, it's good, not great. I mean, against this comp, it doesn't really do much aside from deal with Ho-Yi, who admittedly has been a problem.
Neith charging it up, looking for a target on the stun. Jumping forward is Odin, not able to find anybody, and Rival, again, wiggles their way out of a potential pick situation. But they wiggle their way out defensively, which means Barrage has all the room in the world to start up the Fire Giant. Bellona's going to play Spacer. Fire Giant down to about 75% HP. Rival is in the area, however. Watson brought down 50% or higher. Gnome's ultimate way off the mark, finds absolutely nobody. Fire Giant still very low. Zenborne shows up. Zeus ult is there.
Wait,
Rival
stolen.
steals it away. The red team get the Fire Giant buff. Continue to fight on despite the deficit. Things are looking better for Team Rival.
Jumping in, Bastet, decent damage to Watson. As you note, he does take a fair amount. The open wound is available. Scylla trying to cover the back line. Headhunter in a bad spot, but will get resurrected by a perfect Khepri ult and a great bait. Gnome trying to lock this down, looking for a kill onto Lycan. Will find it with the dash. Death from below indeed, and the first person to die in this engagement winds up being on a person who should have had the Fire Giants.
Jeron, Elexum, all too low to fight the situation.
And yet,
They're going to get rooted, they're going to get plucked, and they're going to get burned. Headhunter with the kill. That's 5 kills for the Ho Yi. 516, that's my home area code.
God bless.
Mid tower going to fall down as well. Team Rival, confident play in the face of adversity pays off. Down 4,000 gold. The red squad goes directly for the steal on the objective. Pick it up, take some other objectives, and tie the game. With this tier 2 brand on the left-hand side, Team Rival, lead change. They're leading this game.
And it's not done yet. They still have a Gold Fury to take before they back. This should give them a fair amount of control over the next fight. Now, the Fire Giant buff's still going to have about 2.5 minutes by the time they leave the base, which is going to give them more than enough time to back, get their items, and go for the birds.
Look at all that gold in hand. 2K plus for over half of the squad of Rival. And if you take a look at the bottom of your screen, you can see Mantle of Discord, pop, Crusher, pop, full Rod of Tahuti, pop, pop on the side of Scylla. Everybody ready to fight, especially Ho Yi with his full build.
Yeah, and that's a good build, too. A lot of attack speed, going to function very well with, of course, that shin size. Decent amount of penetration to increase the damage outright, and then, of course, very high power items with shin size being 40 and Transcendence being like, you know, a bajillion, whatever it decides to be today.
Yeah, it depends on the player's mana pool, of course. No Jotuns. I only bring that up because there's a lot of mana on that item. But still able to dish it out. 11-9 read the kills, and this game has been paced evenly despite it being led by Barrage for the majority of the time. And now that same 4,000 gold lead that Barrage had initially on the red squad for what seemed like 20 minutes, Rival has flipped on its head and taken 4K for their own.
They're going to move forward. Zenborne just throwing out a warning shot with the Rising Dawn, blinking right to the back line, catching 2. Awe gets out. Elexum forces Purification, though, as the Tier 2 falls.
I like it. That ultimate doesn't get a kill, but it creates enough space for the Tier 2 to go down for free, outside of the Hades ult, of course. So, aggressing down the right-hand side, Team Rival dropping the ultimate at Ho Yi, looking directly at Odin. But again, that ult is more about the spacing than it is about the damage. Firebird falls. Team Rival doing very well in this engagement.
They're going to try to continue this on. Lycan way out of position here, forced to jump away. They're going to try for more aggression here, which I think is smart.
That ricochet just off the mark. Otherwise, that was easily a kill onto Zeus. Not able to find it. Rival move from the right side to the mid side. Now looking for the kill on Awe. Forced into the rollout. Phoenix down to about, well, almost dead, essentially.
Yeah, they should have this pretty simply. It goes down as Lycan takes the cage opportunity. Zenborne, of course, another resurrection. His Khepri reses have been really on point as he baits the team back. He might pay with his life here, but I think the damage has been done.
I love seeing this out of Zenborne. Barrage, unfortunately, for Team Rival and their fans.
What is this guy doing? Did he just solo that Phoenix?
Yeah, he did. He's got the Crusher. He's doing what he's supposed to, but he's also dying for it. Looking at the cooldowns, 56 and 40 on the 2 players that are dead for Rival. Likely not the end of the world, but yeah, that's what Bastet. She built the Crusher for a reason.
And there's no way they make the comeback here, at least not until the Phoenixes are respawned. Even if they rushed right forward after those 2 kills, they would have had to get a Tier 2, another wave of fire minions, the Phoenix, the Titan, and through 3 players. Like, beyond unlikely, especially with how much damage Scylla is doing. Yeah,
it's a little rough situation coming out for Barrage. Great turnaround from Team Rival. One of the biggest things I really love out of Rival, Brandon, is we just watched Zenborne be the most aggressive Sobek in the world, winning a lane against a Khepri Soul. Not only winning the lane, but being one of the more important damage dealers and killers in the game. And here, the complete opposite. Defense, 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 defense. I'm nowhere near the front line. Defense, defense. I'm very impressed by players that can play 2 different sides of the same coin.
Watson's desperately trying to make an attempt for this blue buff, which he didn't need. Fire Giant coming back up in just a few seconds. Barrage needs to wipe them, take FG, and somehow instantaneously win the game while defending 3 lanes of fire minions from killing their Titan.
Well, Rival's going to take one of those options off the board and going directly for Fire Giant. Why is the Barrage here? Well, they can't be. The Fire Minions are literally going to kill the Titan if they go and defend the Fire Giant. Rival know that. Rival take it. Fire Giant around 5. 11-11 read the kills, and Rival looking to make that 16.
So this is no longer skill. Barrage needs luck on their side. This is 100% dice rolls. They have to hope that Team Rival make many mistakes. Not one mistake.
Sure.
Like, if this was an even game, one mistake could answer it. it's like 6 or 7 mistakes have to be made for them to make this comeback. And with the way Team Rival's been playing, I don't know that that is in the realm of possibility. Look at that play. Oh, my Lord.
Lycan completely taken
guy.
out. There's the follow-up. Hades combines with Scylla. 2 already dead. Roma Invicta stuns 3. But is it enough? I don't think so. Being chased into the bases. Jeron. Zeus can't leave the fountain. Ladies and gentlemen, your first game of the finals go to Team Rival in a fantastic turnaround.
I called 2-0 for Barrage, and already that's in the garbage. Rival have a chance to unseat the reigning champions, I would say.
Yeah, absolute huge swing around. Game led by Barrage for the majority of time, and then when everybody at least expected it, Rival took it, spun it on its head, and wound up taking the win.
With that, that's going to do it for Game 1. Game 2 going to come at you in just a minute here. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.